Morning, everybody. Super Bowl's over. Baseball's about to start. We should all be in a really good mood today. I know I'm certainly excited with the announcement we're about to make, and you'll find out why here shortly. On behalf of Mountain Star Sports Group and the Chihuahuas, we appreciate y'all attending. We got some special guests in attendance, some season seat holders. We appreciate you guys being here. It's hard to believe. May will be my 10th year here, like 10 years. And I remember getting here in 2013, and we went on this journey to try to get everybody interested and tell them that, have them understand why we were blowing up City Hall and why we named their team after a small yappy dog, and ask them to buy tickets and partnerships. And you look where it is today. Skyline of downtown El Paso is a little different. I was sitting there showing Phillip the field a minute ago, and I'm like, God, that wasn't here in 13 or 14. That wasn't here in 13 or 14. There's a cigar and whiskey bar across the street we might find at some point. It's pretty remarkable, and it's hard to believe. This is our 10th year. Obviously, with COVID, we had a season that was missed, but this is our 10th year being here. So we thank you for getting on the ride with us, because without y'all, we're not still doing this at this level. It's just not happening. So thank you guys. Also, our 10th season. I told this to some ladies at GECU, Hazel and Teresa, the other day. I said, there's one partner that we felt was appropriate to sponsor and be part of our 10th season and presenting it. It was GECU. They are a remarkable institution with over 440,000 members, I believe, and they activate and participate with us at the highest level. And I know Chris Tompkins, you're here today from GECU. Thank you. Selfishly, I hope to see you out on the golf course again here soon. But you think about where we are, 4 million fans. 4 million fans. That's people coming downtown. It's people sleeping in hotels, eating at restaurants. It's food we have to buy locally, right? It's a lot that's contributed to making this place what it is. We want to continue to be innovative and fun. I think that's kind of what put us on the map at the beginning, and stay aggressive. We still take great pride in pushing the envelope a little bit. We're always evolving to be the best organization in all of baseball, and we'll continue to be with our partners, our season seat members, and we can never forget our game day staff who have helped make these 10 years memorable for the greatest fans, and that's our fans. Padres, all 10 years, all 10 seasons have been, all 9 seasons, 10 years with the Padres. And the success on the field has been remarkable. Just last year, we won our division again. Sadly, we lost the PCL championship, but we were there. Out of the 8 seasons, 5 division champions. That's remarkable. 5 division champions like that. That's saying something. We finished over 500 all but one of those seasons. 78 former Chihuahuas have made their big league debuts, 65 with the Padres. And now we're going to get to the reason we're here, and that's to talk about Phillip Wellman. But first, I got to stop and rewind my own career. 1995, actually the fall of 1994, I got hired to begin minor league baseball, my front office career, and I went to Huntington, West Virginia. Anybody know where that is? You ever heard of Marshall University? That's where Marshall is. There was a rookie league team there for the Cubs called the Huntington Cubs. Except the Cubs bailed on us after the PDCs at that time, player development contracts, were all signed. And we were left to have what they call a co-op team. So we took all the other 9 teams in the Appalachian League, and they each gave us 3 players to create a team for Huntington. Well, since we were no longer the Cubs, we were going to become the Huntington Rampage. Except RAM Technologies sent us a cease and desist that we can't use RAM. And they gave us $10,000 to change the uniforms. So we became the River City Rumblers, which is ultimately where Phillip Wellman and I met, because he was our manager that year, my first in professional baseball 28 years ago. And I will never forget, one, how tired I was after working my first game, because you run around during a game and it's intense. And by the way, we had 5 people on our front office staff. We did everything, literally. And after that game, I ran down to where his office was, and I said, "Hey, Coach, how you doing?" He goes, "Do me a favor. Can you grab us a 6-pack?" And I said, I know where to find. Yes, I can go get one of those. And I came back, and Phillip said, "Here, open one for yourself and open one for me." And I did. And he said, "First of all, it's not Coach, it's Phillip. Baseball is a first-name business. Now, let's go get the rest of those 4 beers and sit here and catch up on what we need to know about each other. And I'll never forget that. And man, we've come full circle today. And your story is amazing because I know you're going to say it in a minute, 35 years in, right? He's here in AAA. And he's going to be the manager of your Paso Chihuahuas for 2023. Phillip Wellman.
I have to be careful moving around up here. I had knee replacement surgery in October. So I still got about 6 more weeks of rehab, so that's what I'm going to do during spring training when I'm not on the field. Thank you, and thank you to the Chihuahuas. It's truly an honor to be here. Like Brad said, this is my 39th spring training. I know I don't look it, but I'm getting old, but it's been a fun ride. It's taken me 35 years to manage in AAA. And I'm not complaining because I'm probably one of the most grateful human beings you'll ever come in contact with. If somebody would have told me when I was 21 years old that you're going to get to spend 40 years in professional baseball, I wouldn't have cared what level it was going to be at. I also fell in love with the AA level. The last time I was in AAA was in 2000. I was in Louisville in the International League. And ever since then, I've been in AA, whether it's a manager or bench coach or a hitting coach or whatnot. But it was a fun level. But in all honesty, it's going to be exciting to be on the beneficial end of AA promotions, and because it seemed like every time we promoted people from San Antonio to El Paso, the next week was long. And it would take us a little while to recover, and you know, there was a point in time last year where we sent Brandon Dixon up here and Lugo, and it was basically our bullpen. And the whole week we spent we lost every single game after the 6th inning. We didn't have a bullpen to hold the lead, but it was nice to see those guys get promoted to AAA and have success. So it's going to be nice to be on the receiving end of that. You know, people have asked me what the difference between AA and AAA is. You know what? They're still humans. They're human beings playing a beautiful game of baseball. And you know, those that have spoken with these players, they still have the same insecurities, the same doubts, the same what ifs that everybody else has. And you know, they're trying to get back to the big leagues, or they're trying to get to the big leagues. And you know, that's my number one goal, to get to spring training and make sure they understand and that's our job. Our job is, if you've got big league time, we're going to do everything we can to get you back to the big leagues. If you don't have big league time, we're going to do everything we can to get you to the big leagues. But I'm very grateful to the Padres for giving me this opportunity. I'm excited to be in El Paso. For those of you that don't know, I'm a native Texan. I grew up in San Antonio. It was 5 years, I guess. My wife is here, by the way. That's why I look at her, because she has to help me answer some questions sometime. 5 years we were in San Antonio, I think, and one of those we were in 2019. They moved us from San Antonio to Amarillo. So I've been all over the state of Texas, but I'm excited to be here. You know, I can't – we talked about – or Brad talked about the years of winning the division and playing over 500. I can't guarantee you any of that stuff. And I said the same thing the past 5 or 6 years in San Antonio, but I do know this: 5 of the 6 years I was there, we got in the playoffs, and that's a credit to our scouting department, our player development department with the San Diego Padres, because it seems like year after year they give us quality players. And you know, it's the old saying: it's hard to win the Kentucky Derby when you're riding a donkey. If you got good horses, you got a chance. And so I feel confident that we'll be supplied, you know, enough quality players that hopefully we can add on to the list of years we won the division. Again, no guarantees. The things that I want out of my clubs is we got to be the most prepared club. I don't like any surprises. I don't like to be surprised. I don't like my players to be surprised. So we'll spend probably an inordinate amount of time preparing them for what's to come before each series. And then after that, at my age now, I used to get mad about stuff a lot. But I'm too old to get mad anymore. I've calmed down a little bit. All I look for is intent and effort. And if I know their intent is there and the effort's obvious, and if they failed to execute or they failed to succeed, I can live with that. Where I still get irritated is when I don't see the effort or I don't see the intent. And that will be addressed. So, those are the things. Be prepared and play the game right. Play the game hard, play the game right. And at the end of the night, whether you win or lose, you can go home and sleep. As can I, and as can our pitching coaches and hitting coaches. But I'll open it up to any questions. I wanted to keep this short and sweet, and because in 6 weeks we'll be back here. Any questions?
Yeah, we're going to do one-on-ones at the end.
Sure. All right, shoot.
You lost the hitting coach Esposito to the Padres. They're going to replace him with a young.
You know what? I was just telling Brad that I just talked to our boss a couple days ago. We're waiting to hear. I guess when I get to spring training, we'll find out who they're going to replace. He was going to be the bench coach. I was looking forward to having Brian Esposito with me. I actually saw him catch in Corpus with the Astros in 2009, 10, and 11. So I've known him a long time. That's another thing about the staff I got. I'm extremely excited about the staff. Jimmy Jones and I spent five or 6 years together in San Antonio. We're reunited. That's good. Scott Mitchell and I have known each other for 18 years. We're going to have 2 pitching coaches here. Raul Padron's a hitting coach. He and I have been together for 5 years in San Antonio. And hopefully, whoever they hire as the bench coach to replace Brian Esposito, hopefully it'd be nice if I know him. There's a pretty good chance I will. So we'll see who they hire to replace him. But good for Brian Esposito. He's going to be the catching guy in the big leagues. Can't blame him for. No, I don't want to do that. I'd rather go to El Paso. No, he's good for Brian Esposito. I'm happy for him. He's a good guy.
Yeah, I tell you, we'll do some one-on-ones here in a second, but first I think we have to make sure we get you squared away. This is a fan favorite and a staff favorite, the red jersey we wear on Sundays.
That is nice.
And of course, my friend,
there you go.
you're number 30.
For 39 years in a row, number 30. You know why? That's my daughter's birthday, November 30th, and she was never allowed in the clubhouse like my son was. She wasn't allowed on the field. My son made sure she knew that. No girls allowed, da-da-da. So I started wearing number 30 in honor of my daughter, and some 39 years later, I'm still doing it.
Well, here we go. Let's
Thank
get a
you.
picture of that. You're
All right,
very
appreciate
welcome.
it. All right,
We'll come out here. We'll come out front and do it.
all right. You want me to lead the way?
Yeah, man.
Make sure you send this picture to Brittany. How old is Brittany now?
Brittany's not 39.
No, I was going to say. Brittany's 34, 35, so I've been wearing it for that long.
Can I get you both to look here?
Sure. Let me take off my pawpaw glasses.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Thank you.
All right. Here, if you want to sit down again for a second, I'll close this up. I will tell you guys, I've had this opportunity firsthand. It was a long time ago, and we see each other at spring training every now and again for 40 seconds at a time. But you are going to love having this guy be our manager. He is approachable, he's personable, he's funny, he's caring. And that goes for our fans, our staff, our partners, everybody. Good humans work with good humans, right? And I think you're going to really appreciate that. And that's what we've got in Phillip. So I am so glad and grateful you're here today. Can't wait to get started. And Phillip just said it. March 31st is the home opener. It's the opener of our 10th year here at home. And seats are on sale, and individuals are going to go on sale on the 24th. So with that, I say thank you all very much. Can't wait to get the 10th season presented by GECU kicked off and underway in about 46 days, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll be ready for questions here if you want to talk to Phillip. Thanks, everyone.